acting up.
Need reliable electrical solutions you can count on? The UES group of companies has got you covered. From electrical installations and repairs through to all your compliance and tagging requirements, United Electrical and United Essential Solutions are here to help. Whether it's commercial electrical projects or home renovations, United Electrical can help make it happen. Need to secure your investment with an automatic gate? We can be there from the start of manufacturing right through to the final installation. We even offer excavation services to reduce the need to employ multiple trades. Need to get your electrical equipment tagged to meet compliance? Our United Essential Solutions team are here to help. Appliance tagging, emergency lighting, switchboard inspections, building compliance? Look no further than United Essential. UES Group is 100% Australian owned and operated. We pride ourselves on our customer service and commitment. Visit uestas.com.au or call 1-300-122-598 to learn more. Or find us on Facebook and Instagram.
You think you've got what it takes?
some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hello and welcome everyone to beautiful Las Vegas, Nevada. We are here in the SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Truck Series, race 9 of the season. I am here, Gage Wentzel. My co-host for tonight is my man Joe up here in the booth. How are you doing tonight, man? Excuse me.
I'm doing a real good, Gage. Real good indeed. Glad to be here with the boys in SSRL. Glad to be up here with you and Kobe. And I'm looking forward to another race with the Appalachian Chillbilly series. I got a chance to see one already, and these guys always put on a good show.
That they do, man. That they do. These guys really hang it all out there. We're 4 minutes away from warm-up, finishing up, and getting these trucks on the grid and ready to race. But track like this, Las Vegas, in the truck car, it's a bit more of a mile and a half, tend to be a bit drafty. They're very fun to watch in the trucks, and we're in for a show tonight without a doubt, Joe.
Absolutely. Are there any names specifically that stand out to you tonight, Gage? Names that I should keep my eye on here at Vegas?
I can name a definite few, but I think that number one guy you got to look out for, he's a threat in and out every week, every track type we go to. Joseph Tucker, that 8 truck is super fast. I'm sure he's super fast tonight. When we get looking at the qualifying order later in just a few minutes, I bet he'll be up there. He's the name you got to watch out for tonight, Joe. He's going to be fast. He's going to be up there. Make an aggressive move. Chad Ginningsman's always a factor. He's very good, quiet but solid. A lot of good names in the 97 truck of Chad. Cody Hemingway, he won last week Atlanta, so maybe he'd go back-to-back 2 in a row here at Las Vegas, 2 mile and a half, 2 wins in a row. So a lot of good names out there. Obviously, once we see the qualifying order, we'll have a better outlook on where everyone stacks up here. But all in all, and we can go through points still. Let's go ahead and look at the point standings here. Joseph Tucker, just like as I mentioned, Joe, top of the leaderboard, 119 ahead of Blair Holloman, so a sizable difference.
That's pretty impressive there. And then it looks like only James Morris and Kyle Westwood have been the other people who have actually won races in the top 10.
Yeah, Kyle Westwood with the win at Phoenix, a really impressive late drive there to hold off some hard chargers on old tires. James winning, the opening race of the season. He's been rather consistent, but Joseph Tucker, man, I mean, you can't say enough about Joseph. He's just been so fast. I mean, 3 wins might not even tell the story. It could be 6, realistically, if a few things go his way. And I mean, he's really not put a foot wrong all year, but good luck tends to eventually run out. I don't wish no ill will upon him, but eventually luck might run out for the number 8 machine, but I wouldn't count on it tonight. Another good track for him, I'm sure. Blair Holloman's he's just super consistent. He's been in contention a few times for a win, but not quite knocked on the door completely and opened up into victory lane. But let it out. Going to be interesting how they race. 9th race of the season. Las Vegas grandstands in the virtual world here, and so great a few of you all watching at home. We appreciate it. Without a doubt, Joe. Everyone tuning in here tonight to watch us and watch these truckers battle.
Absolutely. And what are the conditions here at Las Vegas? Can we get those up on screen maybe? Because right now it looks like it's an absolute scorcher out. There's barely a cloud in the sky. It's got to be the middle of the day. And I got to imagine that if it's not, wintertime, even in Las Vegas, this track is going to be hot. Well, there you go right there. 103 degrees down on the track. 45 laps on fuel, 4 sets of tires. We're doing 100 laps around. It's only 70 degrees in the air, but the track is reflecting all that sunlight, that partly cloudy nature, and we have 10 mile an hour now winds out of the northeast.
Yeah, pretty hot and slick day. That's going to be a challenge for these guys tonight, and to not overstep the bounds with a hot and slick racetrack tonight, as it's so easy to do when the track is so hot and slippery. You got to watch that tonight. And then the 10 mile an hour wind, that might play a factor as well with some headwinds. Some getting a little loose off the corners. The wind can play a factor. It's not the biggest factor, obviously, but it's something to keep an eye on. And as you said, 4 sets in the pits. That is interesting. A bit more tire sets than usual. So you could really realistically, if you wanted to, pit 3 times and still have a set in the pits. So a lot of tire strategies you could implement there from that perspective, Joe.
That's going to be something that's going to come into play for sure here, Gage, because tire strategy is these guys are going to have green flag pit stops. I got a feeling. And if that's the case, then strategy is key. You're going in, it's not about reacting as much to what's going on like you would at a track like, Talladega or a super speedway, where the big one could wreck your whole night in one play. Your night can be wrecked over a series of small, poor decisions. And you just got to really make sure that that's not where you get caught up in tonight.
Yeah, you gotta have a game plan, and you gotta obviously keep an eye on other people's game plans, but you gotta have a game plan and you gotta stick to it. Don't wanna make, like you just said, like an overreactive move, right? But let's get to our starting lineup here tonight, and looky there, James Mullins on pole in the 60 car, almost got that win at Auto Club, got into that incident late. James Morris third in points. P2 on the front row. Heath Snyder slots in third. Sean Jensick in fourth, a fast truck there in the fourth position. And Michael Tucker, the points leader by almost 120 points, another top 5 start. Jordan Slater to his outside in the 6th position. Nathan Nixon in 7th in the 3 car. Then Cody Hemingway, last week's winner, starts in 8th. Looking back to the back half of the top 10, Kalen Mitchell in 9th, and then Michael Madden in the 10th position in the 15 Toyota Tundra. Chad Ginningsman starts 11th. Daniel Dow in 12th. In the 13th position, we have Tony Jeffries, one of our Fast 5 drivers competing for that challenge tonight. And then Tyler Cheney in 14th as well. James Staples in 15th. Dustin Hart in the 16th position. Sliding back to 17th, you see Dakota Ramsgill in the 17th position. Robert Lewis in 18th. 19th and 20th, rounding out our top 20, Kyle Westwood, another Fast 5 driver. And Russell Windsor. Joe, if you want to take it away through the rest of the order here.
You got it, my friend. Jared Hayes in 21st. Jordan Saylor is in 22nd. Down in 23rd, it's J.P. Jones. 24th, Tyler Rouse. 25th, Colton Gardner. 26th, Drew Prohl. 27th, Nick Jasboski. 28th, Art Nicotera. 29th, Blair Holloman. 30th, Brian Alphin. 31st, Christopher Fuge. 32nd, David Salter. 33rd is Connor Fuge. 34th, Jacob Barker. 35th, Noah Walters. 36th, Tory Moore. And rounding out your 37 car field, Andrew Nagy in 37th.
And there's the field, Joe. All these trucks, 37 of them on the track, and the pace truck leading all the race trucks out here is about to pull off in just a few moments here. Mullins, Morris, front row with Snyder and Jensick in row 2. Who is going to capture the checkered flag in the desert of Las Vegas, Nevada? Well, pace car is going to fall to the left side of the racetrack down pit road. It's up to the flag man. Green flag back in the air here at Las Vegas. Mullins with a solid launch off into the corner here, but he still has Morris to his outside. Never mind, Morris slots back into the inside here entering turn 1.
Yeah, he didn't want to stay up there for long. He wasn't going to challenge him on the outside, not initially. The 60 had the lead, so the 8 just said, you know what, I'm going to close the door as soon as I can on that 29, get down to the inside row, and I'm going to follow the 60, see what I can do, see if I can get behind Mullins, and just tuck in, because this is the spot to be right now.
And you see the tucking in, 7th. Pretty much 1 through 7 are single file. I say that. And here comes Joseph Tucker back there battling for 4th on Jensick. For the 4th position, the 8 and the 91 battling for 4th. You see Nixon on the outside trying to make something work there as well, as Hemingway has made his way up into the 7th position, starting 8th. Slater dropping back a bit as there's a battle for 2nd. Here comes Snyder up to the 3rd spot, challenging for P2. Corner number 4 here. Excuse me, Joe.
No, you're good to go, my friend. There's a lot going on right now here on the track.
We see 2-3 wide almost. Nathan Nixon, I thought, was going to peek to the outside here. He's going to look to the outside to get some clean air. Snyder loses a lot of momentum. Joseph Tucker checks up big time. That's going to lose 1, 2, maybe 3 spots. Daniel Dow now on the outside in the 2 truck. Tucker back to 8th, almost 9th place. Mullins still out front. The battle for 2nds heating up with almost 2, 3, 4 cars under a blanket.
Nixon
That's continues.
Right. I've never heard that analogy before, and I love it. Under a blanket. I'm going to use that one probably for the rest of my life. Well said.
I love that one.
Because right now they are all tucked up. We got a 3 wide situation, though, right there. Very briefly. Oh, almost. I thought for a second Heath Snyder was going to fall back just far enough, but instead the 15 of Michael Madden falls in place behind Snyder, and the 2 of them are still too wide on the outside.
Yeah, Michael Madden maybe takes the smart move there, not forcing a 3 wide. He's going to push the 29 as Nathan Nixon's made his way up to 3rd in that 3 truck. He's making grounds here early. Michael Madden pushing the 29. The 29's clear, I think, of the inside of Morris, but he's going to stick to the outside right here. If he didn't take it. The 29 has momentum, though, on Nathan Nixon. Does he go to the inside here, or does he stay loyal to the outside lane? No, he'll take that.
Here he goes.
That momentum.
Yes,
Down
sir.
the inside.
Yes, sir.
Nathan Nixon trying to work that outside now, Joe. See if he can get that thing done. He's been liking that outside lane, but so has Heath Snyder. He'll get to the outside of Jensic, though, for P2.
Now, can he make a difference out there? Nathan Nixon in the number 3, looking good in that Dale livery there, sitting there on the outside. He's a man alone right now, though. You might have noticed he's not getting a lot of help. But even without that help, here on the back straight, he's looking good. He makes a good, clean pass there. He's got P2. Is he going to come down himself and close the door on the 91 of Sean Jensic? Let's see.
And big
He's going to
run
make a
to the
challenge for
outside.
first.
Yeah, huge run, Joe. Just as you mentioned it, he's got so much momentum wrapping the boards. About a lane and a half up from everyone else. Make it 2 lanes all the way to the top of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2. Nathan Nixon looking for the lead off of corner 2. He'll draw with momentum, but the 60 car might draft him back a little bit with a side draft. They all stream down the back straightaway, 37 of them. 2x2, though, for the top 6, Joe.
They really are 2x2 all the way down there, and it includes first place. Nathan Nixon's momentum has not given up. It has paid off in spades. He still is challenging the 60 of James Mullins, looking really good there on the outside. Nathan Nixon has the speed, and he's got the persistence as well. Look at this. The first place is now switched completely. James Mullins falls into P2, and Nathan Nixon is your race leader. You're finishing off lap 8.
Yeah, Nathan Nixon immediately back to the bottom. Probably tire conservation mode there, doesn't, and probably the outside lane, like it most of the time does, burns up the tires a bit more. So Nathan Nixon takes control of the race, and now he'll run that bottom of the racetrack here and keep Mullins behind. Snyder has slotted into 3rd comfortably, it seems. He'll stay right there. Morris now on the charge on the outside. Or no, that is Mitchell in the 67 machine. He's made his way up to now 4th. He'll pass Jensic, and he'll look to the outside of the 29 of Snyder, entering turn 3.
What a situation there. This is, things look like they have cooled off a little bit, but still, I got a feeling there's so much just tension in the air right now. And Snyder still side by side with Mitchell. Mitchell and Snyder not making it look easy as they go. Right now, though, the one who made it look easy was Mitchell. He pulled ahead. Is he going to go for the 2? Can he convert? He's trying to get James Mullins here, and he's got him.
Good pass from Kalen Mitchell as we're 3 wide for the back there with the Daniel Dow machine. No, they sort it all out, but now Nathan Nixon has a challenger on the outside. Kalen Mitchell to the outside there in 1, not quite there. Nixon pulls a block. Here comes Mullins to the inside for the race lead in turns 1. He'll hook the bottom, momentum's not up, and Kalen Mitchell will give the 3 a shove down the back straightaway to try and clear himself from the 60 of Mitchell. Or Mullins, excuse me.
Yeah, it's all right. It's a tough one. There's 2 guys named James A, and it's Mitchell and Morris in this case. Morris, though, we haven't talked about him in a minute. He's down 15 places. He fell back quite far. I'm not sure what happened to the Morris machine there, but James A. Morris back there, where we're dealing with James A. Mullins up here in 3rd. Mullins was previously leading this race, and now things have definitely changed up here.
Yeah, Nathan Nixon was leaning on the 67 of Mitchell in turns 1 and 2. That's going to give a big run to the 67. All clear off of 4. And Kalen Mitchell, the race leader. Good move from Kalen Mitchell. Has been working on it for a few laps. New race leader, lap 12 of the race. We've had 2 new leaders now in just 12 laps, Joe. So haven't seen a dominant car yet.
Yeah.
Joseph Tucker, though, traveling back to the front half of the field here after that big checkup, remember.
Yeah, yes, I do. I remember the checkup that we heard round the track. It sent him back quite a few cars, and I think he might have just found himself a good spot to sit, but I can't say that's the case when it looks like there still is a lot of shuffling going on back there. Joseph Tucker is just ahead of a 2x2 situation. We got contact. Briefly, the 91 of Jensic got into it with Cody Hemingway.
Yeah, a little bit of contact there with Hemingway and Jensic, last week's winner on the outside of the 91 machine. And looks like he'll clear him off of corner 2, so that little scrapping battle is over with. They've kind of calmed down a little bit. Shouldn't say that, though. They'll get all antsy again if I say it. But calm down a bit for the race lead and for 2nd and 3rd. Mullins has dropped back from the pole, the outside pole on the front row. And Mullins just trying to slot in here, wondering if that 60 car maybe has a bit better of a long-run car. That's why he let him go, or he's just not handling as well. as he was early on in the race. But look at Mitchell, committed to the outside. Everyone else on the bottom, the 67's like, no, I'm going to continue running the outside. That's where my truck's good. And it's hooked up right now, Joe.
Yeah, it's really, really dialed into that outside lane. He's getting a little bit low here in 3 and 4, and then he just lets it out nice and easy straight through to the outside here in the tri-oval. It's something where his line seems to be one that is he kind of ignoring the cars behind him. As I say that, he bounces off the outside wall, but he's trying to make the best of his situation. That's absolutely clear right now. Kalen Mitchell knows he's in a good situation, but he's going to have challengers left and right, and if he looks in his rearview mirror right now, he's got to be wondering exactly which line is going to actually make me the most defensive here. Because it's not just going to be a matter of being fast. It's going to be a matter of playing a lot of D.
The 3 car, just as you were saying that, Joe, Nathan Nixon got in the wall hard off of corner number 4. That's going to give a big amount of momentum loss. And hopefully no damage to that 3 car. That was a hard contact to the outside wall, hard lick. They'll lose 1, 2, make it 3 spots with Joseph Tucker, Cody Hemingway as well, as they're all shoving like 3 cars deep, entering turns 3. But Nathan Nixon, a car under attack. Remember, he was leading just about 5 laps ago. Now he's in the clutches of falling out of the top 5. And Joseph Tucker, here he comes, Joe. I was talking about him pre-race. This man is just so good. And it really doesn't matter what you do to him. It's hard to put him down.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, one thing that could put him down would be if the 2 leads got into each other here. Mitchell and Mullins are right next to each other by inches. Inches between Mitchell and Mullins right now as they get down into 3 and 4. They were very close for a second. I think that they got a little spooked. Wait, I spoke too soon. The 60 slides up a little bit, and just little by little, it seems like the 60 of Mullins is getting ready to make that pass on the inside this time. The outside has been historically fast in this race for most of the drivers, but the inside right now is doing it. Oh, wait, we got door to door. Any contact there? Not really notable.
Nothing notable there, Joe, whatsoever. I think Mullins just did what I said there, maybe just saved a lot of tire, and now he's the fastest car on the track currently. And Kalen Mitchell's on defense and not offense. Clear to the race lead. Oh, big save. Little contact with Mitchell and Mullins off of 4. Mitchell trying to work back to the outside entering 1. I don't think he'll have anything doing there. And James Mullins back to the race lead.
Wow. I don't think there was obviously any intent whatsoever. I think it was just a matter of the shape of the truck, catching the shape of the truck. But Kalen Mitchell did just get a little tiny bitty bit into Mullins there, and Mullins was able to recover after a dive down to the inside.
Yeah, no harm done there. Nothing on purpose.
Yeah.
Racing for the race lead off of corner number 4, and you can't blame him. Almost a quarter of the way of the race already. I wonder how far. Probably about 35, 40 laps is probably our fuel window to expect our drivers to start coming down and funneling down pit road in that angle, in that time frame, excuse me, as we've started to kind of get the cars single filed out while I say that. And here comes Kalen Mitchell back to the outside. 4, not quite doing there again. But Kalen Mitchell's not letting the 60 of Mullins go.
No, he is not. Kalen Mitchell sitting there on the outside still. Well, not the outside per se, that sort of middle line that he was famously riding earlier before he started going down to the inside. He's making it work for him again. He's very, very close to being able to pass Mullins at this point, making his move here right now. Mitchell high on the inside, on the outside. Trying to find
Mitchell
a spot.
Now has the outside lane there. Excuse me there.
Oh, you're good to go. I was just saying he's positioning himself to try to use that momentum again, like we've seen time and time again with guys on the outside here. This steady persistence, but I think Kalen Mitchell's seeing the writing on the wall here.
3 wide. 3 wide back there for third with Snyder, Tucker, and Hemingway. Back there for the battle of third. And Hemingway says, nah, I'm not doing that no more. He'll go all the way to the top of the boards as these 2 are going to go side by side. Watch for the big run on Hemingway off of 4. They're going to side draft each other. Well, Joseph Tucker just got not much to do. He's going to get side drafted off of 4 now.
Oh!
He'll be under pressure from Hemingway. Oh, wall contact. Hard on the straightaway for Cody Hemingway. What happened there?
Yeah.
It's quite an odd place for contact.
We also had Kalen Mitchell with a massive wall slam there. It was in the second place driver hit the wall hard enough to check up the entire front row here. And now James Mullins is a man unchallenged out in front. It looks like it's going to take a little work for Kalen Mitchell to get back up there.
That might hurt his tires. It might have hurt his truck. I don't think it did, but definitely going to heat up the tires for the time being. Should take him a moment to get back up to the 60 of James Mullins. Cody Hemingway ripping the boards just there as well with the 67 of Kalen Mitchell. Snyder, though, looks like he has a bit more pace, though, than the 67 at the moment. He keeps looking inside, just working slowly like the inside lane does on getting by. We have drivers down pit road. Hard to make out who that is. I believe that's Nathan Nixon.
Blair Holloman.
Blair Holloman's down pit road. Remember, second in points entering the race, Joe. Early side of the pit window here.
That's true. Ooh, meatball on Alpin.
That's unfortunate. So Alpin actually got a meatball lap 1. Let's take a look at that. Oh,
I wonder what caused that.
Oh,
whoa!
Contact. No caution for that early on lap 1. Maybe because they kept it straight, but Brian Alpin out of this race early, meatball and all. That's a hard crash. Just got loose mid-corner. Overcorrected into the outside wall. So easy to do. And unfortunately for him, it's going to be race over. Whoa, Snyder and Mitchell almost come together. That's going to kill both their momentum. Here comes Joseph Tucker with a big run. He'll give the 67 a big shove. And now Tucker looks middle for the clean air. And Daniel Dow drifting up the track almost into the 10 of Cody Hemingway. Hemingway clears Daniel Dow back there for the 5th position. Tucker giving Snyder a big shove. Entering turns number 1. Snyder back on the bottom of the racetrack trying to get clear of this 67 is Mitchell because James Mullins gone. He's put a second gap now on P2, the biggest gap we've seen so far. 28 laps into the run. Kalen Mitchell, though, might have overheated that tire or the right rear a bit. Joe, that might be why he's starting to slide back a little bit.
I was going to say, something is conditionally different about Kalen Mitchell's vehicle at this point. We've got James Mullins doing great out in front. Heath Snyder is doing pretty good too, but there's just something that's keeping these guys from catching back up. And I think it might be, like we said, tire use. Mullins was saving tires, but it could be a lot of other things too.
Without a doubt, it could be a lot of different factors on the racetrack here of why Mullins is pulling away and why Mitchell is starting to drop back a little bit here, Joe.
And let's see if we can piece it together. I honestly think it probably has to do a combination with tires, a combination with condition of the track, and that decision to use the middle of the track as much as possible as Kalen Mitchell. I think that worked at first, and maybe it works with fresher tires.
Oh,
but the longer it goes on,
back straightaway, Joseph Tucker involved, Daniel Dow, Slater talking there, and those are drivers in the top 5. Big wreck entering turns 3 and on the back half of the back straightaway. Panning around the racetrack there as pit cycle was starting a bit. First caution of the evening, it is a big one. The 46 of Slater is definitely got heavy damage to the left front of the car. Oh, yeah. Similar to Brian Alpin on the right front. On the left front, but I saw the 8 of Tucker slow. I saw a bunch of things happening there. I'm not quite sure we got to the tail end of that wreck. Kind of shocked us all. Let's take a look at it here, Joe.
Yes, sir.
And it happens up there with that 3 wide, I think, with Tucker. Kind of just ran out of real estate. Oh, the middle car there. Can't quite make out who that is. He spins around. The 2 gets right reared. Slater loses it on the bottom by himself, trying to avoid hard contact with Slater. I think he got the worst of it. Daniel Dow has some solid damage. I'm not quite sure who that middle truck was there. Joe, if you could have picked that out. Hard for me to tell.
Couldn't quite tell myself there. It was, yes.
Oh, wow.
The 03 of Ramsdale.
I mean, an easy mistake to you. Joseph Tucker will have some damage on the front of the car and on the right side. He doesn't look there. The 03 might be rather okay. Didn't really hit too much. Just the door of the 8 of Joseph Tucker. Otherwise, just slap some tires on it. Should be okay for him, but Some guys are definitely not okay. The 46 of Slater is most likely done and out, but we have pit stops here. James Mullins, who is stretching his legs out front, is going to come down and lead him to pit road. The pole sitter, who gets off pit road first. All important, getting on pit road and hitting your marks, Joe. No mistakes on pit road. Definitely the spot you don't want to give up time.
No, sir. This should be like a free throw in the NBA. It should be easy.
Saw cars spinning their tires going into their pit lane, about spun out back there, but James Mullins does get out with the race lead. Good job there from James Mullins. Not the quickest time on pit lane. Snyder was a little quicker, but nothing Snyder could do to get the lead. As Jensick is now in third, Cody Hemingway is in fourth, Nathan Nixon in fifth. This really jumps up the whole order. A lot of the top 5, top 10 cars were involved in that accident.
Yeah, they were. We got a couple new names up really close to the front here now. Jensick, he's up 1 position up from where he started. So actually, you know what's funny is that the top 5 actually mostly contains people who were just barely in the top 5 or are below it. We've got a little bit of shaking though. Cody Hemingway's up 4 positions from where he started. But then the big talk of the town is Jordan Sailors in 6th, who's up 16 positions from where he started tonight's race.
Yeah, Jordan Sailors is a really consistent driver. Is to kind of turn it up here. Once qualifying, not the greatest, I think, but usually he likes to turn the wick up here in the race. And when it's race time, it is boogie time. So, you know, I'd rather be better in the race than in qualifying. But as we see the 07, or the 08, excuse me, of James Morris, remember he dropped back way at the back. Now he's back up inside the top 10, Joe. Sitting there.
Yes, he is. And just glad to be there.
I probably got some adjustments on this pit stop. That truck fired off really bad. I think it came to him middle and late in the run, but cannot fire off that bad. Even starting in the lead, you'll just fall back and lose too much time. Either way, though, a big crash on the back straightaway took out some good cars or put him behind the 8 ball here early. Tucker down 26, the points leader. An opportunity for guys like Holloman, who was a lap down, unfortunately, with the pit cycle. He'll take the wave around, excuse me. Get back on the lead lap, I believe. He is on the lead lap. He's showing 1 lap down on the scoring pylon, so maybe not quite. Either way, he's in the free pass recipient. We're going to get him all racked up, though, Joe. We're going to go back green flag racing here off of corner number 4. That pace truck can get out of our way so we can get back into the racing action. Mullins still the race leader. It's been a up and down road, but nonetheless, the 60 of James Mullins is going to lead him to the Geico restart zone. Green flag back in the air with the flagman. And a great launch for the 60 of Mullins.
Woo, really good launch for Mullins. Look at that.
At 2/3 of a second entering turn 1, no one's going to challenge the 60 of Mullins. Here comes Sean Jensick because of that good launch from Mullins. Jensick cleared a P2 as here comes Snyder looking back inside. He couldn't do it though. Hemingway was there. Hemingway is no longer there with the momentum from the 29 off of 2. They're 3 wide further back in the back half of the top 10. Here comes Nathan Nixon though, charging up through the order again. Short run car. That Nathan Nixon is really good. Expect to see him charge to the front and maybe the race lead. Mullins a bit better on the long run, so maybe expect him to fall back a bit here, Joe.
I like that. I like that. That we've got strategy on the table here.
Man, these two are almost leaning on each other with the 91 and the 29 of Snyder. They're so close together. I can't tell if they're about to make contact or not. Tight racing at the front of the field tonight. And James Mullins is watching all the chaos ensue behind him. As here comes Nathan Nixon working that 2.5 lane up the racetrack on the bottom. Trying to roll the momentum. They've single filed out for the top 3 and they're double file for the rest of the grid. All the way down to the 20s and 30s. Michael Madden ripping the outside as well. Trying to help Nathan Nixon move forward with Cody Hemingway on the inside.
Hemingway sitting comfortably in 5th. Well, maybe not comfortably. He is pretty surrounded there.
Maybe not the most comfortable.
It is a tense situation. It's cozy, that's for sure. Comfy?
It's
maybe
cozy.
not.
That's cozy, right? You're cozied up to the other trucks and drivers, but I don't know if I'd be the most relaxed right there. But Nathan Nixon he's clear of the 91 of Gen 6, so he could drop to the bottom a bit here, but he's not going to do so. He's going to get to the outside of Heath Snyder. Not quite. He's so close to doing so. Oh, big moment there from Michael Madden. And I think Cody Hemingway made a little contact as well at the middle. Oh, car on the wall! And they're going to go streaming down the racetrack. Everyone checks up Michael Madden. I can't tell who the other. Jordan Sailors as well. And somehow we don't have our second caution of the night.
Wow. That was a very good moment for this league, I gotta say. As a whole, these guys handled that situation extremely well. That's the kind of driving you want to see in good league racing. You got one car comes screaming down the track, everyone simultaneously checks up just a little bit. And everyone is still racing today here in Las Vegas.
Yeah, but that all started, Joe, off of corner 4 with the Heath Snyder kind of putting a block on Nathan Nixon. It checked everyone up, and I think that made Michael Madden make an abrasive move. They got 3 wide. I don't think someone knew they were 3 wide, and I'm not sure what happened there, but here comes Heath Snyder off the track again off of 4, giving no room to Nathan Nixon again off of 4. Either way, though, Michael Madden deep down the order, and you're right. What a great job, the whole field, to not cause a caution there. I mean, if this was an A-fix or any other fixed race, they would have wadded them up. So really good kudos to all the guys out there on the racetrack. But this is a 6-car breakaway up front, though, Joe. Worked out for these guys.
Yeah, it did. It worked out for the guys up front, that's for darn sure. Because right now up front, the battle is on. Snyder and Nixon next to each other. It's just battling it out. It's been constant now for the last couple of laps between these two, as the 60 and the 29 are both refusing to give up space.
Yeah, without a doubt. I think Mullins is doing a great job managing the gaps. Right here, you see him pulling to the bottom of the racetrack, giving Snyder the momentum when the 3 has it. Then he'll block the 29 mid-corner. Not going to give him the downforce. Here's Nathan Nixon, though, back on the top. He'll block him off the exit with dirty air. Then he'll give the draft in the toe to the 29. He'll do that every straightaway, Joe. It's so small increments, but they mean so much in the car.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Let's see him do it again here as we get into the back straight.
He's probably going to do it again, right? Yep, not going to give the 3 momentum, because if he gives the 3 momentum, he's just going to clear the 29, and they're not going to keep racing each other. So let them burn their stuff up while you save tire and keep playing the lanes. But I think he did it a little too much because Nathan Nixon's there, and he almost gets split 3 wide. Snyder's going to push the 60 down the straightaway. And Mullins, I think, is clear entering 1. Yep, he's barely clear, though. Not going to go in front of him. Doesn't want to wreck himself. Nathan Nixon might get a big run, though, off of 2 here, Joe. Well, let's watch and see. Oh, and he's going to get the draft this time. All clear. P2, Nathan Nixon. And Snyder in the wall.
Oh my goodness, this is now it feels like this is a 2-front war now, kind of.
Nathan Nixon just got his nose chopped so hard right there off of 4, and here comes Nixon to the inside, Joe, for the race lead.
All right.
Power move, Joe. Very clean, very good job. Now he'll take control. Now remember, he took control last time and then I think burned his stuff up a little bit. And then got eaten up by the guys who saved a bit. So if I'm Nathan Nixon, maybe back it down here. Because you saw James Mullins pulling away from everyone. And the 3-car was back half of the top 10 before our first caution came out this evening. As they're running up on the lap truck of, I believe that is Slater in the 46, if I'm not mistaken. As Slater in the 46. As here comes James Mullins on the inside for the race lead down the back straightaway. James Mullins pulls to the inside. Hits the lane he's been all race long. Really hasn't ventured to the top, I don't think, yet tonight. Clear back to the race lead. I love that he did that, Joe. Nathan does all that work to get by him. And then in 1 lap, he's like, you know what? I want the lead back. And he just takes it immediately. That's a really good truck tonight from James Mullins.
No kidding. When it gives you the agency to decide, hey, I want the lead back, and then you can just go do it, that's pretty impressive. But what just happened? Looks like Drew Prohl might have had a moment there.
Yeah, caution out in the Speedway, and you mentioned Drew Prohl. Interesting to see if he ran into an issue. Our second caution of the evening here in lap 45. Or make it at 46, excuse me, now 47. And we were really strung out there. At least in the top half of the field. I'm sure the middle of the field was still chaos. Let's take a look here at it, though. On the front, Art Nicotero here in the 17. Rips the outside lane. Oh, yeah, Drew Prohl was spun in front of him, and Art had nowhere to go. Not sure what happened to the 80 truck and why he was obviously sitting, broadside in front of him. Something must have happened. Let's take a look at Drew Prohl here and see what happens. He's behind these trucks. Wonder if there's a checkup. Oh, he blinks out there. Yeah, he blinked out. And he hits another truck ahead of him. I believe that's Michael Madden. Yeah, that's Michael Madden. The 5 of Jacob Barker gets a little wall contact as well. Not sure what triggered the caution. Maybe the blink triggered it and he just kind of panicked. And then kind of phased in some guys. That's obviously very common. But Art Nicotero, an innocent bystander, that truck's destroyed. No doubt broke the front suspension and the A-arms of that truck. But an interesting crash there, Joe, on the middle of the 1 and 2 on the kind of an odd time for the yellow, though. About to make this race pretty much halfway and split it in half here again. We've kind of been going in laps of 25. We have those 4 sets, so let's use them up.
That's right. Let's get some of those tires down. Let's burn some of those tires down and actually use them to maintain places. Let's see what some of these guys can do. I got a feeling that a few of them are maybe not holding back, but they're not driving clearly to their fullest potential right now. And I don't know. I can't name names, but I just got this general feeling that there's a few drivers in here who are driving to their fullest because they always have been. And there's just a couple names right now that are toward the top, in the top 5, top 7, who just they've got that spark, but it's just not hitting on this particular map.
No, I think Kyle Westwood, he's been quiet tonight. We haven't said his name really all tonight, but he's up to P6. Hayes in 5th. I mean, 2 guys we haven't. I think that's the first time we've said their name since the races got dropped in the green flag, but nonetheless, they've moseyed their way on up into the 5th and 6th position. So watch for those 2 cars. Obviously, Westwood a winner at Phoenix early in the season. He knows how to get it done. So don't count him out. So we're going to get, I think, the 1 to go this time, Joe.
All righty.
I believe so.
Well, soon the lights will be off in the... It's all right. I won't quote you on it. But I would love to see it myself. Lights look like they are off on the pace truck, which means the next time we see that checkered line, it's going to be to cross it in style with a first place, second place, third place, lining up right now to go across that line when we get back here at Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's going to be green flag conditions when we cross that line, and these truckers are going to go at it again for the battle for the race lead. Remember, it's been just so intense all day today, and look at that Slim Jim car in 6. That's a great-looking truck. I believe that's Hayes or Westwood. Either way, it's a good-looking truck up there. As Mullins is dropping back a little bit. Let me get back up there to the pace truck, though. And James Mullins, though, Joe, has kind of just controlled this race. Started on the pole, has lost the lead a few times, but seems like he can just take it back whenever he pleases. Does that trend continue here onto the 3rd run of the race?
It's a good question. I think that we're going to see some heroes made during this part of the race. And not heroes necessarily, but some movers and some shakers. It's people who are going to stand up and say, that spot is mine.
Oh, without a doubt. They're going to make some swings on their trucks. They're not just going to let him pull away and not change anything. Don't think they'll do that. No, sir-e. Pace truck's going to pull off. We're going to go back racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Mullins Snyder on the front row. Green flag back in the air here at Vegas. And Snyder with a good launch. He's going to be almost to the outside of Mullins. Not quite, but he had a good launch. He's going to be right in the back bumper, Joe.
It was right there. Very good launch for them. Still single file for the top 4, top 5 here.
We're going to single file for the top 6 here. There's pandemonium going on back there in the back half of the top 10. Drew Prohl on the apron. Obviously a crash. Oh, he's almost on the racetrack. I was a little scared there for a second. He was going to go on an accident with that hurt truck. But he keeps it on the apron as they're 2-3 wide all throughout the mid and the back half of the top 10. It's absolute chaos back here. Everyone not giving an inch here at Las Vegas. So many lanes to work with. So many good trucks buried in traffic still. Haven't seen Joseph Tucker make his way back in the top 10 after being involved in that accident. I think he made his way into the top 15. Jordan Saylor's here in the 9th position. Remember, he was involved in that kind of scary incident on the front straightaway that wasn't a caution, but should have probably been a caution. And just speaking about Joseph Tucker, he's made his way all the way back up to 11th already, Joe. So he's on the charge back to the front. And we're just over halfway, so as long as he doesn't have any more issues in this race, he has plenty of time to get to the front of the field.
Yeah. And it's going to seem like plenty of time, but you know what's happening is that it's getting faster and faster. The end of this race is going to approach. We're only halfway through. It's true, and a lot can happen. But if you start getting complacent at any point, that's when the race is going to realize that you're getting complacent. That's the thing. Things are going to change for you and make your job a lot harder.
James Morris is up to 3rd. It's quietly up to 3rd. I haven't really noticed, but he's made his way into the top 5 again. Remember, had that horrible first stint, and it's just working on that truck again and again every time. Seems like they keep making that 08 better. I'd watch for Morris. Into the closing stages of this race. He's been so good this year. Some bad luck, obviously. I think that's why he's not up there with Joseph Tucker. If it wasn't for the bad luck, he'd be right up there in the points with Joseph Tucker as we see a battle side by side back here in the back half of the top 10. Or just outside the top 10, excuse me, with the 1 and the 24 of Staples. Nathan Nixon as well. Nixon on the bottom of the racetrack under Staples in the 24. Nathan dropping back a little bit. Remember, he was the race leader not too long ago. So they're all screaming down the front straightaway.
Yeah, I love that camera view.
Very good camera view. Love to see these cars. You just don't really realize how fast they're going on like the TV views. When you're right by the wall, though, they come flying on by. Look at that. Such a good view as it's kind of calmed down here on this restart. I thought it'd be a bit more chaotic. Been pretty calm, though.
Yeah, honestly, I think that we haven't seen wrecks from like aggressive driving really per se. I don't think so. We've seen some freak accidents, but we haven't really seen someone like trying to get somebody out of their way yet.
No,
that I can think of. You know, maybe you can. Okay, good. I'm not crazy. So I think that now these guys are at a point where they realize, like, okay, we're done knocking each other around. Like, let's string out the experience a little bit, and let's enjoy the middle of the race a little bit.
Hey, what? Nathan Nixon's on the charge here. He's going to pass Joseph Tucker for 9th. Back into the top 10 for Nathan Nixon. I believe he did come down pit road in that last caution. I don't think a lot of trucks did. And Nathan Nixon, I think you can see it. Look how much faster he is mid-corner. He's going to get under Jazbowski, I believe that is. Oh, no, Jazbowski's up the road.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit. Well, he got by the 26 right there. And now Jazbowski's going to be the next car on the 82 up the road. And they watch Nathan Nixon. If he has a bit of a tire advantage, the long run won't be a hindrance. He's up to 8th already, so watch the 3 car as Mullins continues. They just kind of pace this field at the front. They're 3 wide mid-pack, though. Staples looking inside there of that truck. He might look inside of 3 there off of 2. Tyler Rouse right ahead of James Staples in the 81. Staples now to the inside of Tyler Rouse, who's in the top 10 for a short, brief time. Whoa! Contact, Hemingway up the racetrack almost. They all keep it together. Is this pandemonium? Old tires, new tires, trying to fight their way to the front. Fast trucks, slow trucks. And everyone's trying to get through without wrecking. And you see the tire advantage there. Just about 10 laps, but 10 laps are showing. It's very big. Trucks here just really wear out the tires. You'll see that tonight.
Yes, sir. It's going to go on and on and on. These tires are going to wear out.
And that's the question, though. If we get that long green flag run, if we get green flag pit stops, I really think that those guys who just pit, they have it in the seat. Now, granted, they only have 1 set left in the pits. So, or I think they only have 1. No, they have 2, actually. So, with the 4 sets tonight, there's just a lot more tire allocation. So, I don't see why you wouldn't have came down that last time by, but track position is pretty important still as well, Joe. I mean, Nathan Nixon doesn't seem to care, though. He's up to 6 as they're leaning on each other right here with the 91 of Wentzel up here in the 4th and 5th position. And there's Nathan Nixon.
Yeah?
Excuse me.
What's Nathan Nixon up to these days here besides riding on the outside there of Jared Hayes?
Well, he's going to be up to P4 here is what he's going to be. He's absolutely flying on the racetrack with the fresh tires. And, man, it is the best feeling in the world to be on fresh tires. You just hope you don't get that point of the race where you're not on fresh tires. But Nathan Nixon up to P4 on the move as Jazbowski has Hayes right up his rear bumper. And then just behind them, the Slim Jim machine of Kyle Westwood side by side now. Wentzel on the outside of Hayes. I don't think he'll fight that too hard while I say that. And then he holds him on the door and makes him slide up the track. And Wentzel's back clear of off of 2. Up back into the top 5. Nathan Nixon has ran down 3rd and 4th in like a lap or 2. Here's Jazbowski in the 82. He has Nagy right behind him in the 99. And his Hart behind him as well. Tucker in that mix as well. He does not have fresh tires, but he's still hanging up there with guys who have fresh tires. That's how good that 8 truck is. If you can just get track position or on the right tire strategy, I think he can win this race. But don't count out Joseph Tucker yet. I know I'm harping on him a lot, but man, that guy can just kick and drive. I wouldn't count him out just yet. Without a doubt.
I will not count him out.
He's really, really good. And I think he's proven it so far this season. He doesn't need me to say it anymore, probably. I've said it probably too much this season, how good Joseph Tucker is. As we look here, battle for P2. Heath Snyder's not going to have much for Nathan Nixon on the fresh tires. There goes Nathan Nixon flying on by in the 3 truck. Morrison Snyder dropped back to 3rd and 4th. And now James Mullins, who's been out front for the majority of this race. I know Nathan Nixon led a few laps early. But James Mullins has been the dominant 60 car of the night. You see Art Nicotera flash by some damaged trucks just in front of the race leaders, not too far up. And Nathan Nixon, I think, will be there in 1 or 2, maybe 3 laps at the most, though, Joe.
3 laps at the most, you say?
The most, I say, but we'll have to see. James Mullins might be putting on, might be turning up the wick. You know, he's starting to run the outside. I've not seen that 60 truck run the outside all race long.
And that's something that he is. Yeah, he's just starting to decide to do that a little bit. And it's when someone starts to decide to run the outside, it always feels like a major decision at a track like this. Like, oh, he's changed his strategy a little bit. And so when we see Mullins start to run that outside line, it says something about the nature of what he's thinking. It's giving you a little insight into his brain.
I think it's either one of 2 things. I need to go faster, or man, I'm struggling and I really need to go faster. It's one of 2 things. I think it's the first option for James Mullins. But when you see someone dip out of the lane they're used to, as we see one driver down pit road, not quite sure who it is, can't quite see. Coming down pit road. There we go. There's see those trucks. You see Brian Alfin that are stuck on the racetrack. There's Jacob Barker in the 5 truck. Starts the pit cycle here. So last time down pit road, if we go green to the end, most likely for the 5. He wants to be early on the pit cycle, which I don't blame him. There's benefits to that. There's also a lot of disadvantages, like a caution right now would completely derail his race.
Oh, yeah, totally.
It would bury him in traffic and he'd be down a few laps, older tires and a set. It'd be a big disadvantage. And here's lap 3, and Nathan Nixon's almost there. Come on, get my prediction right. He is absolutely flying. And look at him. He just has so much more grip. Only 10 lap pressure tires, Joe. And that's what it means. But, man, James Mullins is just ripping the boards now. So he's turned up that wick here. And he is not just going to give the Nathan Nixon 3 car the race lead. And now it'll come down to... Oh, no, he shouldn't do that. But there's times, you know, when you probably should just lay off. You know, maybe give him the race lead. Maybe he'll give you that break later. But right now, it's not that time. It's, hey, we need to race for the win here. And I think really the question is, when do guys come down pit road? If you're Nathan Nixon, do you want to come down early, or do you want to use your fresh tires and go a little longer? If you're Mullins, do you want to go to the end of your fuel run, or do you go until the 3 passes you, then you pull it down pit road and make that 3 car and make a difficult decision? So many different ways to approach it. And for James Mullins, I think it's sometimes the hardest or the easiest thing to be the race leader Most time it's the hardest though, because everyone's attacking you. As here comes Nixon, he'll get right to the rear bumper. You're looking on the rear deck lid of the Appalachian Chillbilly Truck Series on the spoiler. The 3-car looking inside. He's lurking back there behind the 60 of Mullins. There's Daniel Dow, who is involved in the incident down right here on the back straightaway. Just ahead of the race leaders. Daniel Dow will go down a lap. So that puts us on 30 or 29 cars on the lead lap once he goes down a lap. Ooh, Mullins slips up there, though. That might open up the door for Nathan Nixon. He's there to the inside. Nathan Nixon battle for the race lead. 30 laps to go.
He's got the speed. Does he just have enough to keep Mullins on the outside? No, not quite. Mullins was still able to get just that little bit of the quarter panel in front of him. But here comes the 80 of Drew Prohl. He's going to also fall back.
Yeah, some more traffic to deal with for the 3 and the 60. Oh, as here he goes. 60 of James Mullins down pit road. Don't speed. Don't enter the box wrong. Looks like a solid job getting on pit road.
Yeah.
So he pulls the trigger. 30 laps to go. Coming to 29 this time. He'll have 29 laps in that set. If we're green to the end, it's a little interesting, though, to see the race leader be the first to call it. It's a big risk, especially when you're the best truck out here.
Yeah, it is a big risk, but you know what? I think that it's a calculated one. James Mullins has been making great choices so far over the course of the night. He got the lead, lost the lead, he got the lead back, and now he's the first one down pit road. Let's just see. Let's see how things pan out over the next 28 laps or so.
I think a good way to look at it is if you remember in the real life Cup Series at Richmond Raceway, Austin Dillon took the race lead from Ryan Blaney, and he didn't let Blaney undercut him. He undercut Blaney and was able to win that race. So maybe not exactly what he's thinking about in that moment there, but similar circumstances perhaps. Gonna hope to beat him there and hope that he just has the long run car, which, I mean, he had 10 lap fresher tires there, going full bore most likely was Nathan Nixon, and he held him off. So I don't hate this pit call. Here's Nathan Nixon on the outside of the racetrack. He is the race leader. Snyder and Andrew Nagney up into the 3rd place position with that fresh tire call. I think it's a good pit call, Joe, especially when you've really not been up front all night.
Oh, here we go. Colton Garner.
Yeah, James Mullins is flying on the fresh tires, and everyone just better get out of the way, or you're probably going to get ran over like Colton Gardner almost got done there.
Yeah, you are going to get absolutely steamrolled. But thankfully not the case here, as lap traffic has not been affecting our man at all.
Yeah, he's been really getting lucky with how he catches them. They've been really respectful. I think a lot of guys are struggling, so they're giving him the bottom. Look at that. He just passed 2 trucks in one corner. That's the speed difference. And that's what Nathan Nixon is kind of worried about. If he puts too much time, can he run him down? That was a little close with the 82 truck. Kind of went down below and just saw that 60 truck just screaming at him off of entering the turn 3. Here's another truck down the road. 69 of Hayes.
Mullins just shot the moon 3 wide. Amazing.
I didn't quite catch it there, but let's take a looky here at it. Gets a big ol' run, 3 wide, middle a little risky there. But hey, that's time that could be lost. If he stays behind them with the fresh tires, you gotta use them up when you got them. Don't want to be the guy who doesn't use up the fresh tires. He just got by Kyle Westwood as well. 4 seconds off the race lead of Nixon is Westwood. So we're going to kind of see real time how much, James Mullins is eating into the 3 cars lead. The best case scenario for Nathan Nixon is we run probably 5 more laps, and the 60 car probably doesn't catch him yet. And the caution comes out, and James Mullins is a lap down there. There's the 99 of Nagy. He'll come down pit road, pitting from the 3rd position. Some big names. There's the, I can't quite tell. That's Joseph Tucker in the 8. He'll come down pit road, early side of it. Kind of needing something to go his way tonight. Just kind of been making up for that early stack up and then getting involved in that wreck down the back straightaway. He's just been working his way methodically through the field. He'll pull the trigger to come down pit road, but it's still Nathan Nixon out front here, ticking off the laps. We're under 25 to go as more cars peel off onto the pit lane. This is kind of the strategy point of the race, Joe, and it's something that I love. I love the strategy of racing here, especially on ovals. They're just so different than the road courses. So many things can go your way, every traffic you catch, who comes in pit road with you, how fast they're entering, how fast they're exiting, it all matters. And every driver on the track is just another chess piece. As looky there, Nagy is behind Joseph Tucker. Wonder what Joseph Tucker there is. There's James Mullins. He just unlapped himself. So now, if I'm Nathan Nixon, it's either we pit right now, or we wait until the absolute edge of the fuel one, see if we can either make it. I don't think that anyone can make it. Or we go till we have to run out of gas and just come charging through the field. Or obviously you hope for that yellow. That's the perfect golden ticket right here. But, I mean, you can't bank on the yellow, Joe.
No, you can't, sadly. It's going to happen if it happens. And if a race is this strung out, the chances of it happening get lower and lower.
Yeah. And there you go. Race leader Nathan Nixon down pit road. He pulls the trigger with 20 to go. So he'll have 10 lap pressure tires like he did a minute ago to run down James Mullins. Now, James Mullins, I think, was pushing those tires a little bit more than he was on the prior restart. To be honest, he was just screaming through all the traffic. Mullins is really hanging that car out there. He's on a charger. Nathan Nixon, though, down pit road. Snyder has assumed the race lead out on the racetrack, the 29. Well, as I say that, here comes Heath Snyder down pit road, and Kyle Westwood to the race lead. So many chess pieces here, it's hard to keep track.
Yeah, no kidding. That's a great analogy too. It's very much a chess piece. It's a high-speed chess board, and everyone's the bishop. You know, it's wild and hilarious to watch because of all the ambitious moves going on. But it's been extremely thrilling too.
Nathan Nixon has a black flag of the 3 car. Issues on pit road for Nathan Nixon. And oh, what a heartbreaker there for the 3 car of Nathan Nixon. He was in contention for the race win. And that is a gut punch there, Joe.
That's the end of the race for him. That's the end of the competitive side of the race for Nathan Nixon.
Nathan Nixon will need he's definitely going to need a yellow or 2 to get back in contention of the race. And that's so unfortunate for the 3 car who having such a good night tonight. We look at Joseph Tucker right here in the 8 machine. But Kyle Westwood is your race leader, and you remember he's in the Fast 5 challenge here, so he's liking it out front here. He wouldn't mind a caution here. Get that $10 for winning, compete in the next Fast 5 challenge, you know. So many nice goodies if he's able to get that caution right here for the Slim Jim machine. Here's the 82 of Jazbowski down pit road. And the Toyota Tundra machine, we're really strung out here, Joe, and up to hit 16 laps to go in this race, and is the most strung out it's been all evening long. And it's really odd to see, really, because we've been so used to the side-by-side crazy action tonight. A bit different to see a long green flag run. And you mentioned before the race started we're going to see green flag pit stops. Well, I think your prediction was a little bit right, as we were seeing them. As here comes Kyle Westwood down pit road in the 31 machine. He's made his way in the Slim Jim truck down pit road. Cody Hemingway has assumed the race lead, and Chad Gettingsman in the 97 in P2. But it's all Cody Hemingway, the man who won last week at Atlanta. And Chad Gettingsman, Noah Walters in 3rd, Windsor in 4th, Kalen Mitchell in 5th, and James Mullins, even with making a pit stop, is all the way up in the 6th position. And Joseph Tucker is in 7th. He's the next car that's cycled behind Mullins. Now he's a ways back from Mullins, but he does have fresh tires, so it's not over yet. But I think if it stays clean and green and there's no issues for the 60 car, Joe, it's going to be very hard to catch James Mullins.
That's true. Let's see here. James Mullins in the 60. He is down 5 from where he started, unfortunately. You know, he started this race in the pole position, I'm pretty sure. And it's just a... Ooh, do we have some contact?
Oh, he about hit the outside wall. That was his contact there. He just had a big moment. Did James Mullins? No, sorry to cut you off there. He just had such a big moment off of corner number 4. But go ahead and continue your point there you were making there, Joe.
Oh, no, you're totally good. I was just saying he's down a little bit from where he started, and so I was wondering if that was him just holding back the vehicle a little bit to use at this point in the race. It seems like he's made some really good decisions throughout the race so far. Like he could, make that work for him, but at this point, he's got to turn it up and make up 8 seconds of difference between him and Cody Hemingway if he wants to challenge for anything other than where he's than anything other than, about second place, which you would need to make up 5 seconds to get the Chad Genningsman.
Yeah, but I don't know if Cody Hemingway can nurse this thing home for another 12. Yeah. I don't think he can do it. It's just not in the fuel cards for me. If he can do it, great job, but he might have to slow down so much that Mullins, I think the bigger issue is Joseph Tucker. Tucker is flying right now. He was 7 or so seconds back. He's cut that down to 6 or so from Mullins. This 8 truck is flying. He's got fresher tires than James Mullins. And I told you, once he gets that track position, he's going to be tough. He has fresh tires. He's super fast. Don't count out Tucker. He is charging here right now.
Man, he really is. He really is.
Flying. I think he'll need a little bit of help coming to about 11 laps to go this time by 11 laps to go. So he'll need a little bit of help from the 60 to struggle, probably a little bit, or he can keep this monster pace up and he'll be there in no time, but that's hard to keep that pace up for even 5 laps, let alone another 11. I mean, he is flying. He's only 6 back now. He's under 6 back now, so he is fast. Sorry to cut you off there, Joe.
Yeah, you're good, my friend. You're good. He's almost back to where he started this race. And I got to say, I've seen this Chastity Tucker Realtor marked car before, out of Middle Tennessee. I know I've read the copy for the livery before, and I've seen amazing things out of Joseph Tucker. And I've interviewed him a couple of times in Victory Lane because of the driving he can do. So there is a very good possibility that time will be made up here. He has 9 seconds between him and the lead, but that gap is closing.
See a battle for a second here with Noah Walters and Chad Genningsman. Noah Walters is going to get up to P2 as Mullins isn't too far behind these guys, about 2 seconds, about a second and a half behind these guys. He'll definitely probably get there, but there's a lot of traffic up there of lap down cars. Just chaos right here, and there's Cody Hemingway, the race leader, right involved in it all. So whoa, what is going on? I think Cody Hemingway is trying to come down pit road as Noah Walters trying to take the race lead in the 50 truck. He's ran down Cody Hemingway to the outside.
Oh my goodness.
New race leader, Noah Walters in the 50 truck to the race lead. 9 laps to go, Joe. And he might be the most nail-biting 9 laps we've had tonight.
I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right, because Joseph Tucker, in the amount of time that you gave that description, Joseph Tucker shaved 3 seconds off his time, which I'm watching it happen live, my friend, and he's down to almost 6 seconds dead from him to Noah Walters. There is a very good chance he will be shooting for first place by the end of this race.
This 3 wide's not helping. The lap trucks also are a little quicker because they have fresher tires, so that's another factor you have to play into it all. So James Mullins might be a quicker truck, but the dirty air is going to be pulled on his front bumper. It's going to make the car drive a little bit worse. And Noah Walters is doing a great job out front. He's 8/10 clear of Mullins. I think he will get ran down, unfortunately, for Noah Walters, unless he has just some monster pace here in the books. But that lap truck's not hurting him. Blair Holloman, I think, right in front of him. But man, this is some tense moments. 6 laps to go here.
It's going to get eaten up. It's going to get eaten alive right now. I know Walters in those old tires. James Mullins is just built to run. Here we go. Beep, beep. See you later, buddy.
Yeah, Cody Hemingway, he is dropped back far and fast as Tucker's 5 seconds back from the race leader. He is charging right now, but I just don't know if he'll have enough time. Noah Walters will see 5 to go in the race lead. Can he do something magical here and hold off the fresh tires of Mullins? As Mullins or someone in the wall there right behind him. Here's Noah Walters in the middle of the racetrack trying to put the dirty air on the front bumper of James Mullins. But Walters has a mirror full of the 60 truck. He'll duck to the inside, hoping to get some traffic up there to hurt the 60 truck's momentum. Nothing he can do. Noah Walters will lose the race lead in 3 and 4. Back to the front. James Mullen, the race leader, and he's 4.3 seconds clear of the man I think can chase him down, Joseph Tucker, up inside the top 5. Don't think he'll have enough time, though.
No, he won't. Not anymore. Joseph Tucker had a self-spin. Like, he had a little bit of a loss of grip about 2 laps ago, and that cost him all of his momentum. Since then, he's only been able to shave 1 second off his time. He is not going to make it at this point, unfortunately. He might be lucky if he's shooting he's lucky that he's in the top 5.
Yeah, I think he'll probably finish 4th, maybe 3rd. But I think James Mullins, as long as we don't see the caution, no commentator's curse, he will be the race winner. Almost captured one at Auto Club a few weeks back. Got some late contact that took him out of that one. It was all dramatic with the battle for the race lead. And it ended in heartbreak for the 60 car Mullins. But right now, coming to 2 laps to go, he's got no pressure from Noah Walters as long as he keeps the car clean and green here, Joe. He will do burnouts here if he can just keep it clean 1 more lap. Or 2 more laps.
And that's a tall order right now, though. Those laps are going to feel like they're going to take an hour to get through, when in reality, it's going to probably go by in the blink of an eye.
They're the longest laps in racing, but he's going to endure, it looks like, through 3 and 4. The last time the caution can come out and put a damper on the 60s party. White flag in the air here at Vegas. James Mullins takes it. James Mullins started on pole, and he's really made the field look like his plaything tonight. He's dominated from start to finish. Nathan Nixon took a shot at him. Joseph Tucker with a late charge. No one's been able to do it as Tucker trying to get to 3rd, get on the podium here from Windsor. He's got 1 set of corners to do it, but up front it's all James Mullins. James Mullins will round off of corner number 4. James Mullins will win in the desert at Vegas. And Joseph Tucker and Ryan Windsor, who gets P3. Looks like the 4 truck. Wow, good drive from Windsor there to hold off that fast charging 8 of Joseph Tucker. But what a race from James Mullins. What a great race all around, Joe.
It was a really good race, my friend. Really, really one to write home about and tell the folks about, because that had a bunch of winners in my book. You know, it's one of the, it was like a 1990s elementary school sporting event. Everybody's a winner.
Everyone's a winner. No participation trophies though, Joe. These are all just great racing from everyone. I mean, from start to finish. I think the first half was not really caution heavy, right? But we saw some incidents, some big incidents. Took out some good trucks.
That's true. That's true. And I do want to give the biggest shout out to James Mullins. Pole position, ran the most incredible race in trucks here at Vegas I've ever seen, and won the race. So, bing, 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 pretty amazing.
Yeah, definitely one of the most dominant runs we've seen so far this season. I know Tucker's had some great ones, but I mean, James Mullins had one heck of a finish to this race and perfectly executed. I mean, he got a little scared there, maybe from Nathan Nixon, maybe from Joseph Tucker, but no one could challenge James Mullins in the 60s truck. 60 truck, not 60s, excuse me. But he's been so perfect tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, James Mullins, the race winner. Want to take a look here, maybe at race results before we go to commercial break? Oh, we're going to take a look here at our race results. James Mullins, the race winner. Noah Walters, obviously, in P2. Great run, though, for Joe, from Noah Walters. Kind of came out of the blue there. 4 laps shorter, and he wins this race, so he did a great job. Wentzel Windsor in 3rd. Great job there as well. Michael Tucker, or Joseph Tucker, Michael Tucker, whichever one he wants to use today. Ends up in the top 5. James Morris, top 5. He was good tonight. Solid run for the 2nd in points driver. Jared Hayes in 6th. Cody Hemingway. Dakota Ramsell, 03. Remember, he caused that first caution. Maybe not caused it, but was involved in it in the 03. But he ends up with the top 10. Andrew Nagney 9th and Dustin Hart in the top 10. Kyle Westwood, I believe he won the Fast Five. No, Joseph Tucker, I think, won the Fast Five challenge. He finished up there in 4th. So Westwood's going to miss out on that. He'll slot in 11th. Gardner in 12th. Cheney in 13th. Not much said from Cheney tonight. Kind of a quiet day for the 54. Rouse 14th. Jabowski 15th. Robert Lewis 16th. Staples, Sailors, JP Jones, and Christopher Fuge rounding out the top 20, Joe. You got Blair Holloman.
Blair.
Oh, excuse me. Go ahead.
No, I didn't mean to take it.
Oh, you're okay. You're perfectly fine, my man. I was thinking, it's okay. Just go ahead.
All right, Blair Holloman at 21st, Tori Moore 22nd, Tony Jeffries 23rd, Kalen Mitchell 24th, Jacob Barker 25th, Heath Snyder, Daniel Dow, Nathan Nixon, Chad Gettingsman, and Drew Prohl round out the top 30. Art Nicotera in 31st, Connor Fuge 32nd, David Salter 33rd, then it's Sean Jesnick, Jordan Slater, Michael Madden, and in 37th, Brian Alphin.
We're going to take us to a quick commercial break, everyone, right before we pull in our top 3 drivers. We'll be back with you in just a second.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Welcome back, everyone. After an amazing finish, we're going to talk to our top 3 drivers tonight. Joe, let's go ahead and start that off with our 3rd place finisher tonight, Russell Windsor. Might not be available right now as he's... Russell, my man, do you get a copy?
Yes, sir.
How about that race, my man? You did a great job there at the end to save some fuel and end yourself up with a P3 finish. Talk me through your night. You were around the top 15, top 20 all night tonight, but you come home strong here at the end of the race and you bag a podium to send it off at the end.
Yeah, the truck was all right. I just saw an opportunity there at that last caution to top up on fuel. I didn't take tires. I wish I would have taken tires. I might would have had a little 10-15 lap extra on my tires there at the end to go after Noah, but it just worked out with the strategy. I actually ran out of fuel as soon as I crossed the checkered flag.
Well, that's picture perfect, I would say, for the fuel strategy and strategy overall, running out just as you cross the flag stand, but you did a good job holding off Joseph Tucker as well there. He was charging at you at the end of the race there, but all in all, though, a good night for yourself in your Ford truck as you come home with another solid podium finish. And was the strategy tonight just to kind of, there was a little bit of chaos tonight early in the race with some big wrecks, and talk me through your challenges tonight on how the truck drove at this track with it. I know it was being very hot for the track surface, I think 103 or 107 or something like that when race started, and talk me through that and the strategy you implemented entering this race tonight.
Yeah, I realized I didn't quite have the pace pretty early, so I just kind of went into survival mode, try to stay in the top 20 if I could and see where I could get from there. The truck really started getting loose out of 4. as I'd get into the run. So I realized I couldn't pass anybody on the bottom, and I couldn't get a run to get around anybody on the outside. So I just realized that the fuel strategy was working out, and just kind of tried to pace myself to get to the point of running out when I crossed the line, and use as much throttle as I could without burning too much gas.
Well, I think you did picture perfect doing that when you run out just to the line. That's probably about as picture perfect as one can get. I think crew chiefs, the NASCAR scene, would be very pleased with that if every driver did that. But, you know, Joe, if you got more to add here for Russell before we send him off for the rest of his Monday night evening.
I just wanted to say excellent work, Russell, on that third place finish, and we will hope to talk to you up here in Victory Road here again sometime soon.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it.
Before I let you go, though, you got any like sponsor shout outs or, you know, anything else like that?
I got a shout out Vivor, of course, my title sponsor and our team sponsor, and then James and Matt. They couldn't make it tonight, but they would have probably wrecked out early, but I believe they're watching you guys right now. So shout out to James and Matt.
Well, my man, great job on your third place finish. Some great job in the pit box for yourself, and a good job executing it, my man. You have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Our third place finisher, Joe, had a great race tonight, but let's go ahead and get P2 up here. Noah Walters, you got a copy, my man?
Yeah, what's up?
Well, nothing much, but what a great drive from you at the end of this race. For a second there, we were thinking you're going to do the impossible and hold off James Mullins on the fresh tires. You have an amazing run at the end. What more did you need to hold off Mullins?
Honestly, I probably should have took tires that last caution because I had 10 lap old tires. I probably would have got a little bit more of advantage on him, but that dude was fast all night long.
He was indeed very fast all night long. He grabbed the pole, and obviously he led a majority of the race. I think he did lead the majority of the race, but you executed very well, and you got past all the other drivers on your strategy and really pulled away from Wentzel and Hody Hemingway and Ginningsman, who couldn't quite hold that same pace to you. What was your fuel situation like there at the end of the closing laps?
It was very narrow. I had Brian in my ear, and I was like, I got 5 laps left. There's 5 laps to go, and then when I crossed the finish line, it started spitting fumes. So, real close.
Well, just like Russell Wentzel, he told us about the same thing. His shut off at the line, so you did a little better at saving fuel and a little bit better in the pace management for yourself. But you did a great job tonight. You kept your truck clean tonight. Can you talk me through kind of the challenges and the racing that you saw here tonight at Las Vegas Motor Speedway?
There was a few get loose, especially in the long runs. A lot of them coming off 4, wanted to slap the wall in front of me, and it was all I could sometimes to get out of the way or dive to the bottom, go around them. There was one caution that almost got me, but I evidently escaped that one.
Obviously, yeah, you evidently did, as you end up P2 tonight. And, you know, Joe, if you got further more to add here for Noah but on his amazing P2 finish.
Yeah, that P2 finish was really impressive. Noah, you were a name that we didn't really, I'll be honest, we didn't bring you up very much until the point in the race when all of a sudden you were racing in the lead and you were holding off everybody behind you. That move, that strategy play, and being able to execute on that strategy to get to where you were and to hold off until you did, I thought that was really impressive. So I just wanted to give you a shout out there and a major kudos.
Thank you. I appreciate it, man.
That it out. Noah, you did a great job tonight. And before I let you go for the rest of your evening, sponsors, shout outs, teammates, all that good stuff.
Shout out to my wife, Riley, at home watching, my teammates, Brian, James, and Joseph, and my teacher, which is not racing tonight, Gary Donnelly.
Well, Noah, I hope you have a great rest of your evening and a great rest of your week, my man.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is our P2 finisher, ladies and gentlemen. Noah Walters has a great finish tonight, Joe, and comes up just shy of this man, James Mullins. Let's get him up into the booth. James, my man, do you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, little buddy.
Well, it is good to hear that, my man. How about that? You come back and you get a checkered flag. You really just did everything right tonight. You grabbed the pole, and I just don't think there's anyone that could challenge you tonight. Do you feel like at all, since like at any point in this race, that you weren't the best truck tonight?
Yeah, I feel like I had the best truck. I also feel like I had the best truck the last 2 weeks. I feel like I should have won 3 races in a row, but you know, that's not how the cookie crumbles sometimes. You know what I mean?
It definitely isn't how the cookie crumbles sometimes. I mean, you could have the fastest truck every week, and just sometimes lady luck does not go your way. But tonight, you made your own luck tonight with some great calls on the box, some amazing driving out there. You were, I think, perfect. I don't think you made a slip of the wheel all night tonight. I mean, Nathan Nixon was on 10-lap fresher tires, and it took him a minute to get by you there. But was the main fear in that last pit stop maybe Nathan Nixon running you down on the fresh tires before obviously he got a penalty there on the green flag cycle?
No, I wasn't too worried because I felt like I would have had a big enough gap. I was just trying to maintain my truck all night. Not really. I drove like 80% the whole night. Let them guys go out there and burn their shit up, run them down. So that's just the whole game plan tonight. Run 80%. And now when I pitted that last time, like I went a little harder because I knew they was going to probably catch me, but I knew the tires would stabilize and I'd eventually get them. So as long as it stayed green.
Well, it all did work out, and it did stay green, James. And you know, you just did everything right tonight. You did everything perfect, and I was shouting you out all race long, dude. You did everything right, and I'm glad to see you capture that checkered flag. Obviously, I wasn't in the booth last week, but I was there for Auto Club, where it was heartbreaking there. But you finally make it into victory lane, my dude, and I'm really happy for you. I know it takes a lot of hard work to win these things. It's a struggle sometimes, but you did a great job tonight, and you've got more to add, Joe, on James. Dominant performance. He took a little bit belt to the field tonight.
Well, I've been, giving my kudos out tonight, and I think I have one more set that I need to give, and that's James. I haven't seen a better race run at Vegas in trucks, I think, and I call the whole season of SSRL trucks last season, and this was one of the most memorable runs I've seen in terms of from start to middle to finish. Fantastic job, and I'm looking forward to seeing. I'm hoping for a dominant series of wins for you. That's what I want. I want you to win those 3 in a row. That's what I'm coming back for.
Yeah, well, I'm going to try to win every race I'm in, but I mean, I just want to have fun mainly. You've been doing this as long as I have. I don't go out here and try to have the highest I rating because I don't care. I just want to have fun. At my age, I'm 39 years old. Been on iRacing almost roughly 15 years. I started when they didn't have fixed series. You had to learn how to build your own setups. I build my own stuff. I don't go out here and buy stuff off people. I'm not saying I ain't never. I built for setup shops, but I try to build setups for me and my guys, and I like to have a good time. So I'm gonna try to come wherever we race at next week. If we do, if we don't, next race out there, I'm gonna try to win. But have fun and be clean about it, not wreck nobody.
Well, James, I think you do an amazing job at making some setups, and I think you do a better job, I think, tonight at driving tonight. And I love that, with some clean, respectful driving from yourself. I've never seen you race anyone wrong, so I respect that about you. There's a lot of that in iRacing that people don't do that. But nonetheless, before I let you go tonight on this Monday afternoon, sponsors, shout outs, and all that good jazz.
Oh yeah, 100%. Got to thank you guys for putting on a good race. You guys do an excellent job. I got to thank Dave. I got to thank all the guys, Heath, James, all them guys I've raced with on the team. We're wanting to win a team championship in the league. So I think tonight was, a good step back because we ain't had no good nights. Also, I want to throw a shout out there to Sean Selvage and the Pickup Boys. We're coming after their ass. If you ain't paying, we're picking your ass up.
Well, some tense words from James, but I hope you have a great rest of your evening, my man, and I hope you carry on the momentum for whenever we go back racing here in the SSRL Truck Series.
Thank you, fellas.
Thank you, my man. Have a great night.
You too.
Thank you. Well, Joe, from start to finish, he kind of showed the field how to drive a race right there. I mean, perfect in every way possible from start to finish. I mean, before the race started, even, grabbing the pole, obviously.
Yes, sir. He pulled off the Mary Poppins, practically perfect in every way.
Yeah, fandabulistic expialidocious, or however it goes, right? However you say it.
Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious.
However you say it, my girlfriend correcting me over here as I continue to butcher it. But, nonetheless, an amazing race from start to finish. We saw some crazy wrecks tonight. I mean, not too many, only like 2 or 3 cautions, or 3 or 4. Not too many. Really clean race tonight. And when we did have them, they were a bit scary. They were a bit big. Yeah, only 2 cautions for 6 laps. Yeah, so actually less than I thought there were. So that's actually really good. 2 cautions for 100 laps, 11 lead changes. But I mean, I think they were all just, James was just letting them take the race lead, as he was saying. He just running 80% all night long. I think that was really apparent, Joe. He just toyed with this field tonight.
He did. Yeah, he used it. He started. He's like I said. I think I mentioned it a couple of times. Start, middle, finish. He had it lined up perfectly, and the execution of everybody else though was so fun, and it was so good that it was hard to find someone in the top 10 that you couldn't talk about in some positive way.
Yeah, there was a lot of good drives tonight. Joseph Tucker, one to mention. He did a great job he drove from the back, I think 2 or 3 times tonight, and maybe a little bit more luck or pace, and he probably wins this race.
Nathan Nixon.
Yeah, I know. I'm thinking on the same wavelength there. I mean, Nathan Nixon, I know James wasn't too worried about him, but I think he should have been, because I don't think he was as safe as he thought he was, because, man, Nathan was really, really quick at the end there, and he was really good in the short run. So, I mean, there's so many different ways I think this could have went, but for James, he just did everything right tonight. And at the end of the day, whoever executes the best wins the races. It's always not the fastest car. This time it happened to be, but nonetheless, James does end up in victory lane. But thank you, everyone, for tuning in with us tonight. We appreciate it here in the SSRL Appalachian Chillbilly Truck Series. Joe was up here tonight with me, as Wesley wasn't able to make it, but I think Joe was very fun to come up here. I think you had a good time.
Yeah, I had a blast. Oh, this was so fun. Thanks for having me.
Of course, my man. It's always fun here in the Truck Series on Monday nights, but I hope all of you at home had as much fun as we did up here in the booth and behind the scenes. But have a great rest of your week. We're getting up there in the holiday season. Snowy conditions. Be safe out there, everyone. And we'll catch you all next time we go racing. Peace out.